Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains and what's going on with it, um, and where it's heading, and what the situation is with the English dub. Um, so let's talk about this. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been kind of flopped around, so to speak, ever since Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal was this lawsuit happened with 4K Media, or no, 4Kids. I'm sorry, 4Kids. Got sued by TV Tokyo. Um, as we all know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Continued. They put in court motions to keep Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubbed in North America, in the U.S. where they continued dubbing it, and as we all know, they eventually won. So the California dub that was being produced for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal was basically canned, lost in media, and never to be seen again, basically. And ever since that happened, while 4Kids did win the lawsuit, and they are still in existence because they sold their business over to Konami, and then Konami renamed themselves 4K Media. So yes, guys that keep saying that 4Kids is dead, you're wrong. It's not. 4Kids is 4K Media, which is now known as Konami New York, as they just recently changed their name to that or something like that. So yes, but ever since that happened, there has been a lot of issues with the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV and streaming deals that have been going on since then. There's been a lot of conflicting issues. As we all know, if you've been following fan dubs, Team Millennium tried to do a GX fan dub, which they got a cease and desist letter to not allow to be doing that anymore. And this has led to a lot of speculation that during that time, that was when they were trying to negotiate with Crunchyroll to have the subversion on their platform, which ended up being true. And that's currently where Vrains' subversion is right now as we speak, which is 120 episodes. So with that being said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains subversion is available, but the dub version is not. Where is the English dub? Well, it's currently airing in Canada, and they currently have about 70 episodes that are dubbed, and they are currently going to be doing more and more until they're done. So, much like Arc V, which was the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series post the lawsuit from Zexal, this has led to the Canada getting the channel rights to Yu-Gi-Oh! Before the United States. Example, when Season 1 finally came out on television on Nicktoons Network, well, Canada kind of was already starting Season 2 by that point. So, what does this mean? Since pretty much this is going to be the same thing that happened this time around with Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, which currently now has 70 episodes, which is halfway done with their run, and are currently in the middle of Season 2 as we speak. What does this mean, and why is Canada getting it before the United States? Well, I can't really say why Canada, I believe Teely Toons is getting the channel rights in Canada. Why Canada is getting it before the United States, that I can't answer. But where and when will the U.S. be getting these English dub episodes? Because they are dubbed, so they're eventually going to hit the U.S. market, regardless what anyone says. I mean, they're dubbed in the U.S., and these are the only dubbed licensors that are around, so obviously they're going to please their own market. So when? When is the question, are we going to get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains English dub in the United States? Well, it's definitely going to happen, because here's why it's going to happen. Because the DVD and Blu-ray sales. You see, if you've noticed, in Canada, there has not been a DVD release, DVD and or Blu-ray release in Canada. And it was the same thing for Arc V when they were over a season ahead of the United States for Arc V. So why is this? Why is this? Arc 5, whatever. Why is this? Because of the Regent locked. You see, in the United States and Canada, the Regent lock codes are the same for both DVDs and Blu-rays. And because of this, 4K Media is not going to release the DVDs and Blu-rays while Canada is getting the broadcast and the US isn't. Because that would be foolish, because then more people from the United States would just buy imported DVDs from Canada and just watch it on their DVD and Blu-ray player. This is why the DVD and Blu-ray releases for Vrains are never going to come out until it airs in the United States. For people that are wondering, because a lot of people are questioning if this dub is ever going to air in the United States. So yes, rest assured, the United States will eventually get the English dub in the United States. I don't know when, but they will eventually get it, because they can never release the DVDs and Blu-rays if it just airs in Canada, because they cannot just sell it in Canada. Because if they did, people in the United States would just buy them off of Amazon and eBay and just get them imported from Canada, because the Regent lock codes are the same as they are in Canada to the United States. This is why the DVD and Blu-rays of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains have not come out yet. So yes, there will be, the English dub will make it to the United States very soon. Don't know when, but it will happen. Here is my theory on when they're going to get it. This is my theory. And again, this is just speculation. I don't know if I could be right on this. I could be wrong on this. But this is just my theory, since we're already in the middle of Season 2, and there's only 120 episodes, and they're already at episode 70 in Canada. Here's my theory. All the episodes are going to get dubbed, and it's not going to air in the United States. Canada is going to get all the dubbed episodes, right? Canada's going to get all the dubbed episodes. They're going to English dub them all in Canada, and then shortly after the broadcast for Canada ends, it's going to wind up either on Crunchyroll or Hulu when the English dub is available. Because right now, as you go on Crunchyroll, I know Crunchyroll is more of a subtitle production, but they do occasionally get dubs on there. You know what I mean there? They do occasionally get them. And so what I think's going to happen is once all the episodes are dubbed, Crunchyroll, Hulu, whatever, streaming service is going to get every episode of the English dub Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, now that they're all dubbed and have been aired on Canada television, and they're just going to put them all on a streaming service. I don't think there's going to be a TV deal for Vrains in the United States, because the U.S., for whatever reason, 4K Media, for whatever reason, cannot get a TV deal in the United States. So what I think they're just going to do is they're just going to put it all on a streaming service once it ends in Canada. Once it ends on Canada television. They're just going to put it all on either Crunchyroll, who already has all the 120 episodes of the subtitle version, or they're just going to put it on Hulu, which is what they did for Arc V, for people that missed Season 2, or if you just bought the DVD, because the DVDs were available too for the Season 2 arc, which Nicktoons just, skipped and went right to Season 3 because, Nicktoons just didn't want Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. on their channel. So, but they were required to put it on there, so they just did it that way. But the DVDs still came out for you. DVDs and Blu-rays still came out for you guys to watch them if you wanted to watch it that way, or if you wanted to watch it on Hulu, because Hulu did have them up, did put them up. At the same time, Nicktoons put them up, or skipped it, I should say. So, yeah, there was that. And that's what I think they're going to do with Vrains. I think Vrains is going to be one of those same cases where only difference is Nicktoons not going to like show it at all, or any television network is going to show it at all in the United States. It's just once Canada is done airing all the episodes, all the dub episodes, and they premiere in Canada, I think then that's when you're going to see them available in the United States on a streaming service. And they're just going to basically have them all up there for you just basically to binge watch them basically. And that's going to be the end of it. That's going to be really the end of the story. It's really sad because I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Deserves better than that, but it's clear that most of these channels in the United States have no interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Toonami, obviously they don't want it because it's too kid-friendly, and Toonami doesn't want to have kid-friendly shows on there, though I do think Toonami would be the ideal place to put it on, but it just doesn't seem like they're interested. The only other person who I could think of is Disney XD, which has Pokemon currently on there, which Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of were together, not in the early days, but it doesn't seem like Disney XD is interested. So that's the only thing I can think of right now, guys, is that, it's going to be available. To all the people that are saying that the dub is never coming, it will come, because the 4K Media cannot release the DVD and Blu-rays until it's on U.S. soil, until that dub airs on U.S. soil, because they will be losing money if they decide to release the DVDs and Blu-rays and have never aired it in the United States. Because then they can just import it to the United States, because the region lock codes for DVD and Blu-ray are the same from the US and Canada. So it would be a really dumb move by 4K Media if they did that. Because they would lose money. They would lose money if they did that. They would lose money because if they would only release it in Canada, everyone would just import it from Canada to the United States and just watch it. And you wouldn't get any distributor money for that if you would import it over. So they would lose money that way. So they're not going to do that. So it will eventually come, whether it's on television or a streaming service, which I'm inclined to more believe that it's going to come on a streaming service at this point, since it doesn't seem like there's any interest in broadcasting it. That would probably be 4K's best bet right now. But again, this is just a theory on my part. This isn't like I know what's going on, or I know for sure that this is what's going to happen. This is just what I think is going to happen at this point. I could be right, I could be wrong about this. But that's the only thing I can think of right now at this point. It's almost going on 3 years since the dub started. I think it's 2.5 now. And that's the only thing I think is possible at this point for it to come out. 4K Media, I will say this right now. They really, or Konami New York, whatever you want to call them now, I'm going to just say this right now. They really need to get more into figuring out anime scheduling, because it just doesn't seem like they understand modern day anime scheduling, and they're not really adjusting, because this is very backwards to have it just air exclusively in Canada and not in the United States, because obviously anybody can then just go watch it from some Crackmanian website, you know what I mean there, or if someone just posts it on YouTube, you know what I mean. So it's not the best thing to do, when you have a dub episode and you just make it exclusive to one country. and you know that's going to be the same dub in another country, it's not a very good thing, because, especially when you're making people wait this long. 2 years, that's ridiculous. Most people probably would have watched it somewhere else, and not a good thing for the industry, because you always want to support the official release, as we all say. On this channel, we do not like that stuff. But that's the thing. That's the problem with this, is when you isolate your fan base, and you basically have the dub out there on another country, and it's gonna be the same dub there as it is in one other country. It makes it very stupid, because now more people are just going to watch it somewhere else, and you're not going to get any money for it. And then when it does come out, then you just pretty much have lost that fan base. I mean, this is why most anime dubbing companies went out of business in the late 2000s, because people were illegally watching them, and of course Japanese companies refused to put them on streaming services and stuff like that. And this is why ADV went out of business. This is why they went out of business. They went out of business because they couldn't put stuff on a streaming service, and people were watching their titles illegally, and that's why they lost their income. That's why they went out of business. I've talked to voice actors that work for ADD that have told me that this is why they went out of business. So, this is the big thing, and 4K Media, their only title is Yu-Gi-Oh! And you would think you would want to get that out there more than what they're doing. So I don't know what type of business deal they are cutting with this Canada channel, but they really need to get with the program, if you know what I mean. Like, in terms of what they're going to do for the next, whatever Yu-Gi-Oh! Title is coming out. Personally, I would like to see Season 4 of GX getting dubbed. You know what I mean there? We're still getting screwed out of that one. Maybe Konami would be like, yo, Konami, dub Season 4 of GX, and maybe people would actually watch again, because people have been asking for that for years, People have been asking for that for years, and you're still holding us hostage on that. Oh yeah, because that's what everyone wanted. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! And GX are the two biggest Yu-Gi-Oh! Properties they had out of all these other Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. And they just don't seem to get with the program, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what again, this is what I'm, this is pretty much the video. When is Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub coming out? Don't know exactly, but I'm thinking it's going to just come out on a streaming service once all the episodes are dubbed and aired in Canada. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's going to go to eventually to another channel in the United States? Do you think I'm right that it's going to go to a streaming service once all the episodes are dubbed and aired in Canada? Or is there another channel that I've overlooked? Is there another U.S. channel you think it could air on that I haven't named yet? Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my videos, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell for the latest contents if you are a subscriber. Also, my Discord server is in the description as well, to chat and, do all, cool stuff. And that's about it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace!